Saturday, the 3rd of September 16. Those are the steps I came on when I was in Workington before. It's a wet day today, so I don't know how far I'm going to get. I'm going to go over the bridge over the Derwent. This is the bridge over the River Derwent as it comes out to sea at Workington, and that's the river. That's the river going upstream, and that's the river going downstream. The ECP branches off at the far side of the bridge down these steps, and there's the signpost for it. And at the bottom the path looks like this. And that's what the bridge looks like from the side. The railway bridge over the Derwent at Workington. Our path swings away from the river at this stage and comes out on another wide track here behind Tesco. However, as is usual in towns, it doesn't seem to indicate the route very well, so I'm going that way under the pylons. The online map did have the ECP indicated on it, and it shows me that it approaches the railway, which is just down here, with a train on it. We do have a sign here at the side of the path indicating National Trail. So we are close to the bridge over the river, and there's our path going that way. And around this rather dismal looking corner at the side of the railway. The railway there, and our path here, with an interesting sign on the side of the building here. Britain's Energy Coast. Acting locally, thinking globally. British Energy Coast. Another Britain's Energy Coast project funded by nuclear management partners. And on the other notice there, Derwent Park Stadium, Workington Town. So there are an occasional sign at the end of that section. We come to the road and it veers slightly to the right. So it's Workington Town Rugby League. The footbridge over the railway doesn't seem to be our track. We go down towards the road down there. Well, I can see another blue footpath sign. Turning right as it meets the main road, which I have to follow around like this. And the view from the bridge, which is going to go over the railway, shows the harbour here. So the road climbs and then turns right over the railway bridge. So more signs as we turn over the railway bridge. That's here. Now the main road veers to the left, but this surely is the way that the ECP would go. Much more attractive than following the main road. I can see a sign further on, so this is the correct way. The harbour at Workington, with some new properties, apartments, townhouses being built that overlook this very attractive harbour. This is the sign I spotted, showing we're on the right route along this promenade in front of the harbour, with some young seagulls flying around. There's one. There's one sitting on the railings here. This is the harbour looking back, and this is the point where went, with the bridge that came over in the distance, the swans sailing around. At least 20 of them. And I see one of those over there. Let's have a look. Looking back to Workington Harbour. And just there we have one of those. The sign here wasn't immediately obvious, so I went a few yards past, but it's directing us down there. It is there. Past the Vanguard Sailing Club. And we come out on the edge of the River Derwent. Danger underwater obstacles. There's this here, and our path, I guess, carries on there, although signage as indicated on that post is somewhat missing, although there is a symbol on the other side, and that's the one I should have spotted earlier as well. So off we go along the path here, side of the River Derwent, coming out to sea now. I trust the brakes are secure on the car there, because if they're not it will be sliding into the river. The paths join here. We continue along this one with another of these objects at the side. At this point the path joins the road, with the swans coming down river and a dog rather interested in them. Here we come across a very old sea wall. I don't think that's going to be walked along very often. And in the distance are the wind turbines that we saw approaching Workington on the previous video. We're across the other side, the estuary now. There's a small fishing boat, I think, and we're continuing along the way here. And here at the end, where the track veers to the left, we have the previous version, one of the previous versions of the Honda Civic R. So this is the end as far as we can go here. We have to turn. The sign up here indicating that we turn. So we turn, and in front we have one or two high cliffs. So past this cairn of some sort. Just here there's an old jetty or pier of some sort. A warning of the unstable cliffs to come. There's been some erosion and the rocks are in place to prevent that. And then it's up that hill up there. At this point the footpath turns away from the edge of the sea, thankfully, because the way the ground slopes, getting steeper in the middle section there, and steeper as you get close to the edge. Shows it's very dangerous. It is fenced off, and the path takes us up that way. So we go up the side of the fence. In the absence of signs, I think I'm going through the gap here and then turn right so the fence is on the other side, because there does seem to be a path of sorts on the left hand side of the fence. You can see the way the bank gets steeper because it disappears before you get to the sea. There's our path a bit further along. At the top we get the view looking south. There's our headland here, and it'll just come round, and then the steep cliffs into the sea, and our path continues. And looking back and looking ahead. So at this corner the trodden path turns up there. It turned up to avoid danger, deep excavations down there, and at the top, which is here, we have this. But from here we get a good view from the estuary, the river Derwent, even the bridge that we came across earlier on. Around the town of Workington. Lots of what look like council houses from the past. B&Q, Pets at Home, Curry's, and then this, whatever it is. And I wonder, on this plinth at the bottom of the pillar are lots of locks. There's our view ahead, downhill from this high point. You can see how steep that ascent was from the corner where the footpath turned left. There's now a nice easy path going down. Right, now this is interesting. It's a good job there's a sign here, because I would have continued down that path, but it says we turn nearly short left down somewhere that way, and we can see the path going down there till it meets the fence at the bottom. This is where it meets the fence. This is the bottom of that hill, and we carry on the right hand side of the fence. Eventually the path comes to an end here, reaches another track and goes through the gap in the wooden fence here. Coming out down some steps. At the bottom of those steps it directs us straight on, and we have confirmation by the finger post here. Workington 2 miles, Harrington 2.25 miles I think, and that's down there. Another finger pointer just pointing one way. And we come out on the road here. Some more railway tracks over the road, not been used for a long time, but it must have been quite busy at one point, because there's one, there's two, and there's two more a little bit further on. So 4 railway tracks. Now at this point the path comes out onto the road, and it looks as if the railway tracks were used in the not too distant past. Now it comes out in the road, but it's not directing us along this road, it's directing us this way across there onto the side of the main road there. So no longer use crossing, and there's the track bed as it used to be that way. It really looks as if the path should go straight ahead there, but the sign was pointing that way along the side of the road. And here we get confirmation of that in a sign that was hidden from the previous point. We're going along the side of this road. And it's coming this way because I guess there's no other way to get over the railway. So over the railway bridge and down the other side. So there's a roundabout, but these signs, you just can't see them in time. So over the bridge, and my map did show that we turn right just after passing over the bridge. So we're going down here and through the wood. Which will come out at the side of the railway track any second, I think. So we get out of the wood and the railway track is just here. The rain is getting a little bit more persistent, so I don't think I'll be going all the way to Whitehaven today. So the path is a good straight section, getting a few 100 yards in. And at the end of that path, at the side of the railway, we enter the little wood. And coming out the other side of the wood, we've got these new properties, not quite backing onto the railway, but very close. The railway the other side of the fence, down below in the cutting. At this point I was wondering why the goat path was diverted away from the seafront. You can see the derelict land in between the railway and the sea, and there is a path because people have been walking along it on the edge of the sea. But we're going along here. So that's what all the fuss was about. There were two people standing on the bridge, clearly expecting that. So climbing up away from the railway, we're between two of these fences now, these security type fences. At the end of the left-hand security fence, the ground opens up and we get just around the corner here, just on here, the nice curve of the railway. Which comes out of the car park with a couple of swans and some ducks. You can hear the ducks and you can see the swan. So it's across the end of the car park, not a very big one, and down back onto the track, which will get us to the side of the railway again. Which comes out at this area here, not really a public car park, but for the houses. And we have a sign here which tells us that Workington is 3 1/4 and Harrington is 1 mile. And the surface of the path changes from the tarmac to the shingle. I assume the track carries on, but you can get onto the other side of the railway through this little mini tunnel. So it's past the barrier and continue at the side of the railway. We're now approaching Harrington. And I assume the main track is the one to follow into Harrington. So back again at this point, let's try again. It wasn't the track on the left, it was the track on the right, which continues ahead and down into the public car park. Approaching the car park now. Harrington car park and Harrington. And this is the point I think I will stop for today. Although the rain stopped, we're running rather short of time. Making nearly as much noise as a donkey.